I'm on my way to a sustainable farro manufacturer, which is amazing. It's literally seed to table. But there's no way I can drive through the province of Siena and drive past the ideal town of Pienza. It's known for its absolute beauty because Pius II was born here, and as a result, when he became Pope, he re-engineered the town with the help of a famous architect in Italy known as Rossellino, and they renamed the town from its medieval name of Corsignano to Pienza that we know today. It's famous for its pecorino, but really what it's famous for is its view of Val di Orcia. It's the most beautiful town in Tuscany. As I walk through the history of these perfect little Italian towns, I'm struck by the reason that I'm here. It's not for my own soul, although being here in this place feeds me like no food ever could, but it's to honor that history, their commitment to their land, their commitment to their food traditions, and their love of the shared meal. That's what seduces me time after time, and sharing that is my great joy. Ciao, Amadeo.
Ciao Cristina.
Come stai?
Bene.
Thank you for having me. So these are your fields.
Yes.
How many hectares do you have, and tell me about how you farm?
So, my grandfather was a farmer. My father is a farmer, me too. I am a farmer and also a pasta maker and miller.
Okay.
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 we have 150 hectares.
150 hectares.
Yes.
Okay.
Organic since 1992.
Organic since 1992, which is brilliant and way ahead of the time. Okay.
Yes.
So no spray, nothing.
No
okay?
pesticide, only the nature.
Wow. In what way do you rotate crops?
We durum wheat, soft wheat, in rotation at legumes like clover, chickpeas, and lentils.
Okay. So what they do is they rotate each year a grain like farro, spelt, or wheat,
Yes.
and then in between each year they grow clover or lentils or chickpeas because the beans help to strengthen the soil, yes?
Yes.
Put minerals back in so that when they grow wheat, they have a stronger, more nutritious product than just soil that grows wheat. So this creates a better product for us to eat. So now I have a big question.
Yes.
Can we go see where it all started?
Yes.
Okay,
We go.
andiamo. So Amadeo, this is where you mill all the flour.
Yes.
That is the flour that you sell and also for your pasta.
Yes.
So let's make some flour.
Perfect.
E questo è farro?
No, this
No.
is a soft wheat.
Soft wheat.
Today we grinded soft wheat.
Okay.
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 Allora, in this part we put the wheat.
Okay.
There are two stones.
Right.
The
So stone ground.
Yes.
Okay.
The upper is stopped and the under turn
Okay.
around.
Okay.
The wheat go between the stones.
And grinds into flour.
Right?
Wow.
Became
Flour.
flour.
Perfect.
The first wheat is the whole wheat flour, and after the whole wheat flour is separated in the sieve according the size.
So just in a sieve?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. Let's make some flour.
Can I start?
Si.
Bye.
Okay.
Now we near the stones. Help me. Slow, eh?
Wow. Wow.
Bye. Stop.
Flour
Perfect.
arrives now.
Flour arrived in this part, and now we put the wheat. Okay.
Wow. But it's beautiful. It's like silk.
Yes.
It's so soft
Yes.
and nice.
This is the all wheat flour.
Okay, so now in the sieve, we make,
Type 1.
which is good for pizza
Yes.
or bread.
Pizza and bread.
Okay.
Type 2 is for example, cakes.
Cakes
or
and pastries.
cantucci.
Cookies, right?
Yes. Semolina is for gnocchi di semolino. Gnocchi alla romana, do you know?
See, I do.
good.
Gnocchi. And then you have the bran.
And bran usually,
Cakes and
yes,
muffins,
but
right?
the bigger part is for animal because
Oh,
it's
really?
rich of fiber.
And then you have, these are the hard wheat.
Yes. Semolina
Semolina.
and flour.
And these are for pasta.
Yes.
So I understand we have a lovely pasta mill where we
Yes.
can go and see pasta being made.
Yes.
Andiamo. So Amadeo, we just were at the old pasta factory, but this is the new modern
Yes.
one. So you mix here
Yes.
the pasta.
We put the semolina, durum wheat there. And after arrive.
Up in the, okay.
Yes, and mix with the water.
Okay.
Outside mix with the water.
So this is just flour, solo farina.
Yes, solo farina.
Okay. And then it comes down.
Yes. And in this part, there is the dye, bronze dye.
Yeah. Okay.
And after, the pasta come down in this part.
And today we make
Pappardelle.
pappardelle.
Yes.
So then,
Eccola. With the bronze dye, the pappardella
it's soft.
soft,
and,
is
yeah.
rough, keep the
Yes,
better.
it's rough.
Yes, yes. It's
So when
fantastic.
the pasta is rough like this,
Yes.
it holds the sauces and the oil better. So this is the beauty of a bronze dye. Okay.
Yes, it's fantastic.
And after this,
After the pasta arrive,
so Amedeo, now the pasta comes here,
yes,
and then you stack and dry. Why is, may I?
yes, you
Why
can.
is it brown, the pasta?
The pasta is brown because our meal have the stones. And the flour, for this reason, is less refined.
Integrale.
Integrale.
So this would be a whole grain flour, we would say, in America. And it's rough,
Yes, it's rough because the dye is in bronze.
right?
It's a bronze dye.
And so this way, when you make a gravy or a sauce, it sticks to the pasta. So you have more fiber, more minerals, and your sauce or your gravy sticks better. Mom, bravissimo.
Perfect.
And then after this, how long does it dry?
Allora, the pappardelle at 25 hours.
25 hours drying.
yes.
So they dry the pasta here very slowly, around 25 hours, depending on the cut. So can we see the drying room?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Of
andiamo.
course.
Okay, so now the pasta goes into the
The
drying
dryer,
room.
yes.
Bye. Open
Right.
the door.
Vai.
Let's go. Let's take it in. Wow.
Perfect. Vai.
Okay.
Ok.
Va bene.
Perfect. Vai.
Can I have a job?
Fino in fondo. Vai. Again. Ok.
Va bene. Okay.
Perfect.
And now each day when they make pasta, they fill the room. And if they make a lot of pasta, they fill both rooms to dry the pasta, depending on the cut, as many hours as it takes for a nice slow dry of the pasta to be perfect. And then it's important to show and to show you that everything is packaged by hand, which we'll see next. Okay, so here you can see they weigh and package each package of pasta by hand. They're sealed by hand. So this is really one of the most important things to say about zero waste and sustainability is that they don't waste. Everything is done by hand. No excess electricity, no waste. This is amazing to see. And what type of pasta is this?
This is a semolina pasta.
But also, you see, it's still brown because of the fact that they don't take out all the fiber. Benissimo.
Thank you.
Amedeo, thank you for having me. I always learn so much when I'm
welcome.
here. I loved our lunch. I loved learning about pasta and flour. Grazie.
Grazie, Christina.
And now you know how pasta is really made. I just love how sustainable they are at Mulino. It's just amazing. And in the beautiful town of Pienza, come on. Who could waste knowing that that's where you live or that's what you're in? We're gonna go all sort of South Philadelphia on you guys today, and we're gonna make something that we see a lot in Italian cooking, made from leftovers or veggies in the fridge, so it doesn't matter what you use. I'm gonna use what I have in the fridge, and it's called a ciambotta. Ciambotta, not jambot, just like it's not prosciutto or vazul, anything like that. Every time you say a word like that, jambot, prosciutto, an angel loses its wings. Okay, we're gonna start with extra virgin olive oil. About 2 tablespoons. We're gonna add to that some peperoncino. You can use the powder, you can use the flakes, whatever floats your boat. I like spicy food, so I'm kind of going in here. If you don't like it, I understand. Leave it out. Doesn't change anything. We're gonna go on to a nice medium heat. And because it's a medium heat, we're gonna throw our onions right in, just chunked onions. This is a stew, basically. You can call it what you like, ciambotta or stew, doesn't matter. And then right on top of that goes whole cloves of garlic. Now, a lot of times I take the garlic out because somebody's gonna bite down on this chunk, but since this is a nice sweet stew, this is gonna be nice and sweet, so it's gonna stay in this time. Pinch of salt. And once you get a nice sizzle, you're gonna wanna move the stew to a lower heat, either on your own stove, different burner, doesn't matter. Then we're gonna take button mushrooms. Now, you see the button mushrooms have a little bit of, shall we say, organic matter on them. So I usually destem them, not just because of that, but because they can be, the stems can be bitter and have like a stick-like texture. I do brush them with my fingers. I don't wash mushrooms, but if you feel so compelled, wash them. They're gonna go on top of the onions and garlic. And if your mushrooms are organic, they're grown in a different kind of organic matter, and a little B12 in your dirt won't hurt you. But if you feel like you need to wash them, by all means, wash them. Now we're gonna take just and give a quick stir, and we're gonna cook these onions and garlic and mushrooms just until the onions begin to wilt a little bit, just a little bit, and the mushrooms are shiny with oil. Now, if these were cremini or shiitake or portobello, I would probably cook them longer until they release their juices and reabsorb. But button mushrooms don't have that much flavor, so they're gonna take on the flavor of the stew, almost like cooking with tofu, right? So the next thing to go in are potatoes, just simple, humble potatoes. A ciambotta is what's known as part of the cucina povera, the poor kitchen. When I was a kid, if my nonna made ciambotta, we all knew that my father and grandfather's paycheck didn't quite make it through the week. So we were having whatever was left in the fridge stewed together. So the potatoes are all gonna go in, cut in chunks. The next thing I had in my fridge was zucchini, the last zucchini of the garden. That's gonna go on top. And then some celery, and I want the celery to not cook too much, so it has some nice crunch. I want it to feel like there's a little bit of a different kind of texture happening in the dish. Next, some fresh diced tomatoes. If you don't have diced tomatoes or they're out of season, Use canned one, it's okay. This is going to give us liquid. Now we'll take a little bit of salt and let this begin to simmer. I'm going to move it back to a higher heat because now I need some action to happen here. But I'm going to keep my low flame lit because I'm going to go back and forth. And the last ingredient is eggplant. Now, eggplant is part of the nightshade family of veggies, and very often before we cook eggplant, they're cut and soaked in salted water to pull out all the solanine that can give you arthritic trouble. But because this is a Japanese eggplant and smaller, I don't have any need to do that. So I'm not going to soak it. I'm just going to chop it into chunks, leave the skin on. If you want the eggplant to melt, because you want the eggplant to become creamy and the stew to be creamy, then you could take the skin off. But I kind of want it to hold its shape, and I'm lazy. I don't want to skin it if I don't have to, so I don't. And now the last thing is a tiny bit of water, tiny, maybe a couple of tablespoons. And then we're going to cover this. And this is going to simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes until the vegetables are all juicy and almost creamy, and then they're going to get served over our leftover farro. Okay, so after 25 minutes, you have this luscious, almost creamy vegetable stew. Everything has come together. So now what we do is we have some leftover farro that we cooked yesterday. And everyone always wonders, what do you do with your leftovers? And rather than toss them or even compost them, which if you can't use them, perhaps you compost them because at least then you're not wasting. Take your farro, make a nice little bed for your vegetables to be comfortable on. And then you're going to take the stew and you're just going to spoon this over and make a nice mound of all these soft cooked, stewed, yummy, richly flavored veggies that's a tiny bit spicy so that the stew, which helps to settle you down, doesn't make you feel like a couch potato. Finish with a tiny little drizzle of olive oil. And you have an amazing main course. So what are you waiting for? Let's get back to the cutting board, and I'll see you next time on Christina Cooks, the Macroterranean Way.
Underwriting for Christina Cooks is provided by Suzanne's Specialties, offering a full line of alternative vegan and organic sweeteners and toppings. Suzanne's Specialties, sweetness, the way Mother Nature intended. And by Jonathan's Spoons, individually handcrafted from cherry wood, each designed with your hand and purpose in mind. Additional funding provided by... You can find today's recipes and learn more by visiting our website at christinacooks.com and by following Christina Cooks on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.